I'm that girl who knows her life purpose, life contract, and life mission, and I accept. Funny thing, I also accepted it when I planned this lifetime contract with my own collectives and, soul families and everyone that was going to support me. Either physically on this lifetime in this world, or in our higher dimensional realms where they also got life contracts to, I honor and obey being a support person for your life experience and journey. Right. So it's fascinating times when we explore this, and it's quite surprising. While some of us think, oh, we must have been drunk when we signed those life contracts, not at all, not at all. We weren't drunk, we were stone cold sober, but we weren't jazz handsing either. And this was a really interesting thing for me to experience when I was seeing myself sign my life contract and organizing and planning and going ahead with it. It was very strange for me because I was at that point in time oblivious to the state of the world, absolutely oblivious. If we just think positive, all will be well. Good people will suddenly rule this planet, and we will start knowing how to recycle and be positive to this planet and blah, 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 right? All the cute stuff that I used to just trust and have faith in. I had faith in humanity, and I had faith that the people and the leaders and the influences of this world were going to profoundly heal and up power and give us all free energy and all this sort of stuff that I don't know, delusionally hoped for, right? And my bubble of reality was blown when I started doing these sessions. Absolutely. I was not prepared to hear what I was learning along the way. And the fantastic thing about having these sessions, I know interns are free, don't need to tell me about it, is that the undeniability of the senses of those sessions, right? So I was expecting, super excited to write this contract, to plan this lifetime ahead, and woohoo, let's do this, because I assumed I had so many other lifetimes that I had already experienced, and this was a fantastic life. I saw myself being very blessed here, and I had a really great sense of a positive experience for the rest of my long lifetime here. That was where I was assuming. That's my big, strong assumptions. That's why I was trying to create in my reality, in my what was pre-2019, and then 2018, 2019 was when I was starting to do some channeling projects and some quantum sessions and some ascension activated, I think it was called Ascension Activation Sessions. I can't remember the official name of it, but it was always very profound. Now, profound could be someone saying you're a special unicorn, blah, 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 blah. Definitely had lots of princess lives, lots of priestess lives. You probably were Buddha, blah, 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 blah. Those kind of information from other people that you're paying is really just self-masturbating your ego. Okay, so again, while it's always interesting, and if you do need that ego boost, go run to them and pay all your money and have that to uplift you with that sort of reality. Or you could get the truth. And it seems like some of the influencers who have had walkouts and who have had draconian soul essences walk in, they're not going to try to truly, honestly empower you, are they? Not at all, my friends, because what they're doing right now, what the draconian collectives are doing, not all, okay, so we can't be like a lazy assumption and say all, but there is a few, if not most or some or whatever, you figure out the number that makes sense for you. Ask in a session, interns are free. So the draconians are having to come back here onto this planet to embody bodies and to live here now and have karma. Whoa, right? Ugh. And we knew that old Earth was going to be a very big experience for those who have big karma because they've done interesting choices to other planets, right? While we're not judging them, because there is no need to judge them, we know that they have to experience being on the other side of that, right? So what does that look like? That looks like a lot of people who know about this shift and are terrified because they don't want their realities broken. They don't want to change. They want to stay here because they've got what they think is a great life in terms of the influence and power of people, potentially their money, potentially, you know, their shoe collection, whatever, right? So you're suddenly seeing a whole bunch of people who have had walkouts now, who now are containing draconian soul essences. And they know it's happening. They know it's coming. Even if they go in the laser, they know that it's coming and they don't like it, right? So this is how they're paying back their karma. This is how they're experiencing this, because potentially they have blown up other planets or killed a whole lot of other beings somewhere and they didn't care, right? Careless. And so they're here now, knowing this information, feeling very vulnerable, very victim, and very panicky. And that is how they learn not to do it to others, right? Because when you've had something really horrible happen to you, you know how it feels and you're really mindful when you mature, right? So, I mean, we could sort of say those narcissistic people were hurt as children and now they're just hurting as adults. They haven't learned that what happened to them was not okay, that they didn't deserve it, that they need to heal from that and they need to overpower themselves through it. But they're sort of stuck at the actual hurt, right? They're still thinking about that hammer hitting them. And they're not allowing and tending to those bruises, to heal from those bruises, to not only be careful when they are using the hammer, but then they're also very mindful for other people who are using the hammer, right? Because they know how easy things can go astray. So it's very interesting. So this is why we have been saying in many sessions, including the collectives and a lot of stuff, to try to connect in with them directly, okay? Because they don't have ego, they're not hustling, they don't want your money, they want you to have these senses of what's coming and why, and how for you to be able to approach it and to settle it within you. We know we can't stop what's happening, right? And if we actually try to fight it, that's a lot of wasted energy, you know, or lessons, or purposeful. But when we remember that we can choose how to behave, when we choose how to react, and when we choose to empower ourselves through things we can't have control over, we can't, right? So when you are trying to use your free will to negatively impact many people because you're angry that they're sharing the truth, there is a problem there, right? The collectives really watch you, and the collectives will really pull your own connection from, you know, your own teams potentially, for whatever reasons, you know, because you can't just keep using your free will to suppress the truth, to disempower others, to take people off their life purpose, right? So if you are trying to do something that is like that, you know, you're really going to be struggling, because you have to overcome learning the bigger perspective of respecting others, respecting other people's life contracts, and a whole lot of stuff, right? Like it's a pretty big deal. And so, you know, we want to keep talking to those draconians, but also we understand that they are having temper tantrums. Absolutely they are, because, you know, they're not going to get their way. They can't have their dessert before dinner, if you talk to my children, you know, so there is lots of things that are going on. And for me personally, I want to tell you all that I do not recommend or endorse anybody apart from your own subconscious. And this is why I've been begging you with much love and probably quite forceful to do your own sessions, have your own sessions. Please, for the love of baby Jesus, please do it. Or you spend time going in with you and feeling into you, listening to you, and noticing all of the signs around you. It seems like a lot of you are going to be showing either there's like butterflies or moths or something that has an evolutionary step. It could even be frogs. It could be something to show you and remind you that the caterpillar and the butterfly stage the caterpillar doesn't die, does it? It just morphs and transmutes, and it transforms, it evolves quite profoundly, right? So where did that caterpillar go? The caterpillar's soul essence is still within that butterfly. It's changed. Absolutely, it's changed. And what could we say? We would be mourning that chrysalis, that empty shell, that husk of a chrysalis, ignoring the beautiful butterfly that's just merged out, and just be in grief for that chrysalis edge scrap left over that was the caterpillar phase, to move and emerge and forward from the caterpillar to the butterfly. I really want you to think about that, right? Because when we're showing butterflies all the time, when we're showing a whole lot of things to remind us natural evolution is okay, life cycles are okay, your soul never ends with one end of a chapter. Even if you decided, if these physical lifetimes, I'm going back to source. It's not a punishment. People love to go back to source. You know, beings, soul essences love to go back to source. It is so divine. It is so divine, and it is so loving, and it is so completely with one. And lots of people are deciding these lifetimes here were just too darn hard. Too darn hard. They need a break. They need a respite. And so a lot of people are hearing, no, they don't want to go to New Earth. No way. They want profound healing. They want profound time out. And source is fantastic for that. When you are back to the collection of consciousness of all, it's so profound. It's so profound. And it's really hard for many to sort of be motivated to come back and have these experiences again. But you do. You get curious again, but you also do something else. You also are so compassionate and considerate and understanding to other beings who are wanting these experiences, that you're like, okay, I'll help you out. I'll help you out, my friend. I see that you are very brave and you want to have these life experiences, and I'll assist you with this. I'll support you through this. And when you have life contracts and life experiences on planets that has the veil of forgetfulness, so you can truly immerse yourself in these life experiences, it's super significant and important to have those veil of forgetfulness over you, so you can truly focus on those one individual lifetimes. So profound, so profound. And I think if you did have your veil of forgetfulness removed, you wouldn't really be able to participate in the game of life. And I know so many people can't wait for it and they want it now. But I think, there are certain rules on this planet, and the collectives are watching this. And while there is wriggle room when we are trying to empower and encourage collectives by using our free will to help people be released from what no longer serves them, they don't play games. And they certainly wouldn't allow people with other agendas, collectives with other agendas, to harm or disempower others. Well, they may attempt to do it. It just shows them up, and then they get dealt with quite swiftly. It's very significant what is happening, very significant. And while we understand the toddler that is having the temper tantrums, we can still love them and still understand that while they may say very hurtful things, and while they may do very hurtful things, this is experience that they have to overcome and have. When they're calmed down, we can talk to them about it and guide them and empower them to make different choices, because they didn't feel good when they have those temper tantrums at all. In fact, they feel very unstable and very upset and very overwhelmed. And so when we see sort of those people with that sort of agenda to really try and put a handbrake and a spanner in the works and delay things, we can see with great compassion where they're coming from. But the teams are really, really strongly asking you to listen to that 15-minute healing, because there is so much density that has been poured throughout people's energetic fields as they are releasing. So if with the sponges that are here to help transmute the energy and release it and ground it out, you could accidentally be holding onto a lot of other people's density and not recognizing it as that service versus maybe thinking it might be your energy that you need to release. So please just spend that 15 minutes. They keep telling me to do it because I'm getting a different connection with some other beings when I'm doing it myself. And they're really encouraging you all to do the same thing. And so please, 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 please honor yourself, my friends, deeply. You do not want to have any density, and you do not want to have anyone's free will that is trying to negatively impact you. Okay. And if you do that 15-minute white light healing, just really feel into how you feel afterwards and really notice the difference. That 15 minutes goes super fast, I've noticed. So definitely please, 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 with all of my begging, I promise I'll never say interns are free ever again. If you just did this, it's so significant. It's so purposeful. And while I know we're all protected, there are some silly monkeys that are trying to do silly things. And we don't need to worry about it. We definitely don't need to be in fear, but let our teams truly, truly, truly help remove anything that no longer serves us and profoundly give us upgrades and pour so much healing source energy into our bodies. We need this now. Think of it as a spa treatment. This is all I want to say to you, but I'm begging. It's so significant. And for any of your friends that you think could benefit from this little spa treatment, please, 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 can you share it with them? Let me know if you don't want me to put it in the Conversations with Heaven on Earth. I know lots of people are scared to share anything from those because, it's got that other big information. And I don't know if I'm That Girl videos have got any less more sort of shocking information, but let me know how I can get that 15-minute video healing out to you and your friends, because this is such an important time to really just remove all this density. It's so significant. And when we remember why we're here and what we're doing to help the evolutionary step between the caterpillar and the butterfly, we can remember that we should be trying to do as much as we can to be able to help everyone get to those beautiful butterflies. Okay, my friends, I love you. Please, 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 please have a fantastic weekend and really think hard about how you can empower yourself and others.